The J. Crew's controversy. What's the big deal? Well, for starters, and for those who do not know, the J. Crew Group is a multi-brand, multi-channel specialty retailer. But what J. Crew's is gaining its latest attention from is not from its overwhelming range of available products, but rather from a campaign ad that features a mother painting the nails of her child pink. But what's stirring up the gender traditionalists and general conservatives is that the child is male. The issue comes from the belief in that the advertisement itself is propagating and promoting transgender children, and that the boy himself may later on question his sexuality. The non-evasive issue with this argument is that there is no evidence to prove that external elements such as toys plays a predominant role in self-identified sexual orientation. There is no proof that if one is not socialized into their specific gender role, that this will have a direct correlating effect on their choices of sexual partners in the future. However, the myth itself is more likely to cause the child to question their sexuality, since sociocultural norms lays down the foundation of what men and women relate their masculinity and femininity with, as well as with even sexual orientation. This comes from the belief that not being assigned a typical gender role equates to homosexuality, a myth that stems from another myth, the myth that generally masculine females are lesbians and feminine males are gay. This is why the idea of a guy doing a traditional and typically feminine thing raises eyebrows, as well as an athletic woman being subject to skepticism over her assumed sexual orientation. It is our old ideas on gender itself that confuses children, not the children being confused because we give a boy pink to wear or give a girl blue. Color, clothing, and activities do not determine sexual orientation. They do, however, give a hint to a person's interest as an individual. If you look into child psychology, you will realize it is definitely normal for a child to mimic and impersonate their parents in the things they do, the things they say, and even the things they wear. Children are extremely perceptive. They are immensely aware of their surroundings and are heavily in tune to their environment and the norms their parents set for them. The child may even find this role play fun and amusing. A boy may find mom painting his toenails as a childhood endeavor, something he enjoys because it gives him bonding time with mom, or is just simply fun. More so, the concern over the boy's sexuality and him being a transgender on a whole is a ludicrous assumption. It is up to the individual to self-identify as transgender, since how one defines crossing over into feminine or masculine personas differentiates from person to person and is an extremely subjective thing. One must be aware that the controversy also comes from the sex of the child. If this was a girl, play arm wrestling with her father, or wearing a boy's cap with a jersey on, the response would most likely be less critical, or there wouldn't be any controversy at all. But this is also because we have come into a stage of society where women have taken on traditional masculine traits for multiple decades, and we've gotten used to seeing women wearing clothing originally sex-typed for men. The woman in the tuxedo, or the tomboy in the baseball cap, doesn't unnerve us as much because it's a commonality and thus is perceived as normality. And because it has become a socio-cultural norm, we are less likely to assume a woman is going to question her sexuality because she has on a pair of loose jeans or doesn't want to put on makeup in the morning before heading out to work. At the end of the day, the controversy over the J. Crew's ad just confirms that society is more stringent when it comes to how comfortable we feel with males doing things and taking interest in things that aren't attributed to their masculine gender role. If this were to change, it would also shift our views on sexuality, since we would no longer claim that femininity in men results to homosexuality, since male femininity would take on a life of its own and become a norm, as how the masculine woman is a cultural phenomenon and a norm all on its own in today's world.